What's up guys, my name's Liam and today we're going to be doing an in-depth review on the TJ Exclusives Cerapad Kin. This is the brand new version. I've been getting a lot of requests about this pad. Does it meet the hype? I can tell you that it absolutely does. So let's check it out. Alright guys, so here we got the brand new TJ Exclusives Cerapad Kin. And before we get started today, I did want to let you guys know that TJ Exclusives did send this pad out to me. However, with that being said, I'm always going to give you guys my honest and truthful thoughts and opinions on this pad. And right off the bat, as you can see here, I actually opted for the largest version that they have, and that's actually coming in by 605 millimeters in width and 405 millimeters in height. I'll go ahead and throw up on the screen here the different sizes that this pad comes in. And also with that, it comes in a variety of different colors. This is actually the blue colorway right here, but I'll go ahead and I'll throw up all the different colors that this pad is currently available in. When it comes to the color of this pad, getting in the blue colorway, I feel like this pad just looks absolutely incredible. In person, this color looks kind of more like a light blue or a bluish gray color, but I absolutely love the color. I think it's perfect. It has these metallic flakes in the paint and it adds the perfect aesthetic to my desktop. And also the tracking, I've tested out several different mice on this pad. Everything has tracked perfectly. I have not had a single issue. So let's go ahead and jump into the construction. Starting out with the bottom of the pad, it has these 4 rubber feet in each corners of the pad. These feet are an incredibly smooth and sticky feeling rubber. I have not had any single issue at all whatsoever with them slipping on my desk, sliding around, anything like that. Once I've set this pad on the desk, it has stayed solid and hasn't budged on me a bit. And another thing I'd like to mention about these feet is these feet are incredibly thin on this pad. And the reason I'm bringing that up to you guys is because I was curious to see, since this is such a long pad with these feet, if there was going to be a lot of bending in the middle. And I do want to say that this pad just feels all around solid. Even if I push into the very middle, I don't notice any type of play or movement during my gameplay. As you can see here on the back of this pad, it actually has a carbon fiber backing on it. So the actual core of this pad is a tempered glass core. However, besides being solid and durable, this doesn't feel really anything like a glass pad. And that all comes down to the coating of the surface. The surface consists of a ceramic coating and it feels unlike anything else that I've ever used before. And the thing that makes this pad so unique is that you get such a smooth glide and you get control the entire time you're doing it, and it has insane stopping power. So when it comes to my experience using the Cerapad Kin, it is a little bit different of an experience once you do get out of the box. When I first got this thing out of the box, I was really impressed with how incredible it felt and how amazing it looked. But once I set it down on my desk, the surface felt a bit sticky. And that sticky feeling, at first, it overall felt a little muddy when you're trying to make the micro adjustments or if you're trying to move your mouse from a dead stop. And then overall, the glide on the pad was just much slower and it honestly felt kind of a bit stickier to my skin. So the reason I'm telling you guys this is I wanted you to know that when you do get this pad, it does have a break-in period, and honestly, the pad is going to feel completely different from the time that you first take it out of the box till after you finally got the pad broken in. And the break-in period for me on this pad, it honestly took a few days. And in all honesty, this pad was really hard to get used to at first because it felt like it had so much control. But then once it actually broke in, the pad just really opened up and it felt just so much smoother. So I do want you guys to know, when you do decide to go ahead and pick this pad up, just go ahead and stick with it. Give it a few days to a week, and I'm sure it'll come through for you. So let's go ahead and I'll drop a sound test because the edges still aren't really worn in yet. So I'll show you the sound differences of this pad towards the middle of the pad where it's broken in and the outside where it's not necessarily as broken in yet. And then I'll also show you the difference with a glide test to show you guys what I'm talking about. So as you can see there, when you do get this pad out of the box, the surface does feel smooth. However, once it is broken in, it feels like a much smoother surface as opposed to just being a slightly bit more abrasive. And your mouse is going to feel much smoother when you're going from a dead stop to moving the mouse, aside from being a lot stickier and almost muddier feeling when you do not have it broken in. One thing I had to get used to when comparing this pad to other things that are out there on the market is this thing gives you so much control that I was able to be a lot more experimental with my sensitivity setting. Especially when I first got this pad and it was so much slower, I actually had to raise my in-game sensitivity in Apex Legends by 0.5. And that's coming from speed pads being used to stuff like glass pads or just faster surfaces. And the second thing that I had to kind of adjust my playstyle to get used to is I feel like this pad has a huge impact with the amount of pressure that you apply on your mouse. Coming from my previous play style, I like to push into pads a lot, and you can still push into this pad, but the thing is when you push into this thing, it gives you insane stopping power. So when it came to me playing faster paced games like Apex Legends, I found for me personally, if I didn't put a whole lot of pressure on the mouse and just kind of moved around with my hand, was really light with it, that the glide on this thing is absolutely incredible. For me personally, I strive for a pad that has low initial friction. So when you're moving it from a dead stop, it's super easy to move around to make micro adjustments and corrections with your aim. But while doing that, I look to strive for the fastest glide possible, which if you are light, with the pressure you put on lighter gaming mice, this thing moves around really quickly and it has pretty similar characteristics to a speed pad. However, with this pad, even though it does feel a bit faster, you always feel like you have control over your mouse when you're moving the mouse around. And that's one of the reasons why it was so great that I was able to increase my sensitivity, because a lot of times when you have a higher sensitivity, the reason people come down is because it's harder to control your tracking movements, your aims, and your flicks. And I personally felt like once this pad got broken in, I had so much control. Not only was I able to raise my sensitivity, but just overall throughout the whole experience, with this thing, you can just stop on a dime. And I never felt like with the higher sensitivity with this pad that I was overshooting my shots or unable to control my tracking. So I just wanted to let you guys know, if you are coming from faster paced shooters or speed pads and you're willing to make those type of adjustments in your gameplay and truly give this pad some time, it absolutely comes through and it shines, and I've been super impressed by the performance of it. And to keep this pad performing consistently and to extend the life of the pad, it is best to use only PTFE feet on this pad. You don't want to use any glass skates, sapphire skates, or anything that can wear down or damage the surface. When it comes to this pad getting dirty, you do have to wipe it down from time to time. However, to me, it hasn't been as bad as glass pads. Normally when I'm getting started in my day, or if I'm switching mice, I'll just make sure to wipe off the bottom of the mouse, make sure the skates are clean. I'll usually wipe down the surface, maybe once or twice a day on the pad, and then I'm pretty much good to go from there. So basically you can just wipe off the surface of this pad with a microfiber cloth, and if you were to spill something on this pad or get it dirty, TJ Exclusives does have their own cleaning spray for this pad, or you can just use something like a glass cleaner. And in a worst case scenario, if you got this thing really dirty somehow, maybe glass cleaner just wasn't doing it, at that point you can use an alcohol wipe for the top of this pad. And I would really recommend just sticking to those options. I wouldn't recommend using any harsh cleaners or anything that can make the surface of this pad too slippery or not perform at its optimal capacity. And the same thing goes with the feet on the pad. If you're having problems with this thing sticking to your desk, you just simply wipe them down. Could be a possibility they just got some dirt or dust on them or something like that. And after that, you should be good to go. So when it comes to the usability of this pad and how it interacts with your skin or your forearm, is when I first started using this pad, it was a bit more sticky on my forearm. I would say that I want to give you guys the expectation that if you're going to be getting this pad, to get the most out of it, you are probably going to need to use a sleeve. But for me personally, as I use this pad more, it honestly didn't feel as sticky to my skin. It doesn't feel as bad as something like a glass pad where it just kind of sucks to the surface of it. And since I am mostly just a wrist aimer, I actually gamed on this pad all night without using a sleeve, and I honestly didn't run into any issues. Though I would like you to keep in mind, especially if you're mostly a forearm aimer and you're constantly sliding your arm all over the pad, it is probably going to be ideal to use a sleeve with the pad. And then when it comes to the overall sound of the surface of the pad, it is a bit of a louder pad. However, I would say this is absolutely quieter than any other hard pad that I've used. So let's go ahead and drop a sound test on the pad. I'll go ahead and I'll throw up a glass pad really quick. That way you can kind of compare the two. So when it comes to using different types of gaming mice or different types of skates on this pad, it does make a huge difference with not only the weight of the mouse, but also the size of the skates. I have found that the heavier that a mouse is, the more that it kind of pushes into the surface and gives you kind of a slower overall glide. So if you are looking to get the most control possible out of this pad, I would definitely recommend using a heavier style mouse like the Vaxi XC Wireless. And then also when it comes to the skates, having bigger skates, a bigger surface area is overall going to give you a much slower and a much more controlled glide on the surface of this pad. And I would say where you mostly notice it is even though you get insane stopping power regardless of the skates that you use, you definitely notice it feels a little bit more muddy and it doesn't feel as smooth when you're going from a dead stop and moving around with these bigger types of skates. And where I've personally found that I enjoy using this pad the most for my play style is the lighter of a mouse that you use. You definitely get a much easier glide, and the overall glide feels a little bit quicker. And when it comes to me getting the best experience out of this pad, I did find that using a mouse like the HTX on this pad, it just felt absolutely incredible. The original static friction on the mouse, it just feels a little bit less, but again, you still have that same control. And when you push into this pad, this thing just absolutely stops on a dime. And when I was going back between the Lamzu Atlantis Mini, the G-Wolves HTX, or the Razer Viper Mini Signature Edition, I feel like these mice just perform incredibly on this pad. So at the end of the day, I'd say ultimately it all comes down to what you're looking for. Are you more of a controlled style player, or do you prefer more of a faster play with just a little bit of less of the initial static friction feeling? All right, so next up, let's do a glide test. We're gonna be putting the TJ exclusive Cerapad Kin up against the Pulsar Superglide so I can show you how much more controlled the Kin is over the insane speed of the Superglide. So as you can see there on a glass pad, you just get so much free range of motion, and it almost kind of feels like an ice skating rink, a little bit slipperier on the glide. Whereas with the Cerapad Kin, you just get so much control the entire swipe from start to finish. All right, and then next up, we're gonna be comparing the TJ Exclusive Cerapad Kin to the TJ Exclusive's Original Cerapad. TJ Exclusives actually claims that the Cerapad Kin has 40% more control over the original Cerapad. And I must say that there is a noticeable difference between these two. The surface of the Cerapad Kin feels like it has more of a texture across it, whereas the original Cerapad just overall has a smoother feeling to it. So let's go ahead and drop a speed test between the two. All right, so the differences between the two is I would say that overall the original Cerapad, it feels a bit faster, it feels a bit smoother, and even though this pad does have great control, I don't feel like it has nearly the control of the TJ Exclusive's Cerapad Kin. And I would say with the original Cerapad, you definitely get a little bit of that slippier type feeling, whereas the entire swipe from start to finish with the Kin, you just feel like you have complete control over your mouse. And if you wanted to know what I personally prefer between the two, I would say that it's very close. If you like more of the speed glass pad feeling and you're trying to get the fastest speed possible while still maintaining control, the original Cerapad could possibly be a better option for you. And the one thing about the original Cerapad is I didn't have to make that many adjustments with my game style or my play in order to adapt to this pad. However, I would have to say, since I've gotten used to the Kin, I have learned how to use this pad properly for my play style. I honestly am kind of leaning towards the Kin right now, just because I'm so addicted to the amount of control that this pad gives you. And I do feel like the original Cerapad was a lot stickier on my skin, whereas the Cerapad Kin is not as sticky on my forearm. All right, and then next up, I wanted to compare this pad to my current main. For those of you that watch the channel, this is my current favorite mouse pad. And the reason I found myself liking the Cerapad Kin so much once you get it broken in is I feel like the properties between these two pads are very similar. One of the things that really stood out for me with the Lamzu Energon is there's very low static friction and you get a really fast and smooth glide. And I have found with the Kin, once you get it broken in, it's got that same feeling. It has a very low initial static friction and it gives you a pretty quick glide overall. And honestly, the speed between these two pads is very similar. And the biggest reason that I fell so in love with the Energon is not only does it give you the properties of a speed pad with low initial static friction and a fast and smooth glide, but both of these pads I feel like have great stopping power. With the Lamzu Energon, it gives you a fast glide, but during the whole glide, you never feel like you lose control of your mouse, and when you push into the pad, you get the insane stopping power. And you equally get that same feeling with the TJ Cerapad Kin. Like I said before, if you're putting light pressure on your mouse when you're moving this thing around, it just moves around great, and then it just literally, this thing stops on a dime. You're not going to have any issues with the stopping power on the Cerapad Kin. And when comparing these two, I would say that the Cerapad Kin has a little bit less of that initial friction when you're moving your mouse from a dead stop. It does feel like the Lamzu Energon, it does tug a little bit more on the mouse as opposed to the Cerapad Kin. And then as you're gliding across both these pads, I feel like your glide, the Energon has just a little bit more control. However, I feel like the Cerapad Kin wins with the stopping power. I feel like the surface of the Cerapad Kin is just so great, and it just blows my mind how this has the properties of performing, you know, somewhat similar to a speed pad, but then just being able just to stop so easily. So for me personally, when it comes to these two pads, it's honestly just kind of a toss-up. I love the performance of both these pads so much, it could honestly go either way for me. And then last but not least, since the TJ exclusive Cerapad is classified as a hard control pad, let's go ahead and throw it up against one of my favorite control pads of all time, the Artisan FX Zero and the xSoft. So when it comes to the Artisan FX Zero, when you're making the micro adjustments or moving your mouse from a dead stop, you feel a lot more of that initial friction. And again, when it comes to the Kin, if you're not applying very much pressure to it, it just overall has a much smoother glide. For me, it's easier to make the micro adjustments or the corrections in my aim. And on these pads, as you're gliding across them, I feel like they both equally have about the same amount of control. And the thing that makes the TJ exclusive Cerapad Kin so unique is when you're comparing these two pads, this pad is known for having immense stopping power. However, when you actually push into the Cerapad Kin, I feel like the Cerapad Kin has much greater stopping power over the Artisan FX Zero. So it's really crazy to me with the Cerapad Kin, how it gives you, some of the same dynamic and properties of a speed pad, but overall it still performs more similarly to a control pad. All right guys, and that wraps things up for the TJ exclusive Cerapad Kin. I'm really impressed by the quality, the feel, the size on this thing is just perfect. I honestly love the 605 millimeters in width. I never feel like I run out of any room. Like I told you guys, this pad is going to be up there with the Lamzu Energon for me. This is truly going to stay on my desk. I'm going to keep using it. I don't know if I'll be able to shy away from this thing anytime soon. And the fact that this pad has allowed me to increase my sensitivity, it's just been kind of fresh, something new for me, and I've just been absolutely loving it. All right guys, so if you have any questions or you feel like there's anything I left out, please let me know down in the comments below. If you guys are looking to pick this pad up and you would like to support the channel, I do have an affiliate with TJ Exclusives. You can use code AIMADAPT for 10% off. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.